Well, the good news is that if it's leaking, it's not leaking that much. I came here and it's been probably 20 hours or so. Come on. There you go. And it was just a little bit down here. So I'll see how much. I mean, it wasn't even, I wiped it off, and it could have, traveled from up top. That was still up there. So I wiped it off again. Nothing was on the ground. The ground was, completely new oil free. But you can see, all that oil there. And then you can see how it traveled all the way back. It's too dark down there. You see that's still wet all the way down, all the way back to in front of that tire. This whole thing is just soaked. So this thing has been leaking for quite a while. That's the only part that's wet back here. And it's all from just that one thing. And, I don't think that's a factory. That's got to be aftermarket. That can't be the original drain plug. I don't know what problems they were having that would cause them to change out the drain plug, but I'd almost bet anything that that's not Honda. It just looks too new, for one. It doesn't match. So, but come on. Damn thing. There we are. Yeah, so I don't know, I think we may well, that actually, I can't tell if that's, almost kind of looks like oil right there. You know what, I'm going to grab a rag, and if I can wipe that off, that is oil. Because I just wiped that off a little bit ago. So it's still leaking. I just threw out that dead rat. I was supposed to throw him out this morning. It stinks in here. A couple of flies came in here too. I killed one of them. Alright, let's see. Get up in there. Oh, I think that is oil. That is oil. It's still leaking, but very, very little. Very little. Yeah, it's gonna need a new drain plug. Alright, well, got that figured out. I came in the car I put this on, steering wheel cover. It doesn't fit my car. When I go to turn it, it doesn't grab. It ends up slipping in there, but it seems to fit your steering wheel okay. So if you want a different one, I figured you can replace it. Blue probably isn't your color. Doesn't really match the car either, but it's on the inside. And the pedals look like they have the right amount of wear for the mileage of the car. That was the part right there that I thought was odd, that it was rusty. Oh, that's not rusted. And that would be rusted if oh, my gun's still in here. That would be rusted. This car was submerged. It would be rusted bad. Way worse than that. That one would be rusted. look at that another time. Anyway, so I pulled this bottom cover off, which was just two little things that you turn right there, and it pops out. You had to lift the steering column all the way up in order to get it out. Another part of the ignition up there. And the yellow is the SRS. You can see your steering column joint. Different kind of setup. And I got one there, and I got another one down there. But anyway, when I dropped that panel, I saw this wire connector disconnected and this one, and I was afraid to put it back in because I didn't know what it went to. So when I looked at this, I thought, that is not Honda, or they did some kind of, alteration. That also doesn't look like a Honda sheathing, so also aftermarket. And that's when I started to think that when you follow this cable up, it's probably going up to this alarm light, which is also not factory. And I doubt that this thing even went to an alarm. I think this is just a fake light to make people think that it has an alarm on it. So I pulled the cover off, which is right here, and it had the short screw in the back and the two longer screws in the front. And both of these were broken off already, believe it or not, and the rest of these were fine. This side just fell off just as soon as I took the screws off. So took that off and followed it up, and sure enough, that's exactly what that goes to. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'll probably probe these, and I suspect that, you're getting 12 volts from that. One's positive, one's negative. I don't know what it originally went to or what it's supposed to go to. It's probably an accessory that isn't standard on this vehicle, and it's just your standard wiring harness. I don't know what other vehicle they would have that would have something that this one doesn't. Maybe an LX model sedan, or I don't know, maybe a Canadian version with power mirrors or power seats or heated seats or heated mirrors. Obviously this has power mirrors, so maybe it would be heated mirrors. I don't know what that connector would be for. It would take too long to research, but it's unplugged for a reason, so I'm going to leave it alone unless you want to do something with it. So but originally came down here for the fuse block in order to get the number 17 fuse out to disable the fuel pump, and then I gotta figure out how to disable the ignition so that I can do a compression test. But that's what I have right now.